With Uber Reserve, you can book your Uber ride in advance, 90 days in advance. Perfect for all you forward thinkers and planning gurus. Reserve your Uber ride up to 90 days in advance. Uber Reserve. See Uber app for details.
Welcome to the Instagram Stories Flash Briefing. Our top story today, Gigi Hadid wants court to toss copyright infringement claim over Instagram photo. This is from Forbes.com. The backstory has a lot to do with legalities of copyright, and I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to be someone who fully understands this, but there is something called copyright infringement, and then there's also something called fair use. Copyright infringement would be doing something that's inappropriate with someone else's content. If you're passing it off as your own, if you're making money off someone else's content that has been copied from someone else. In this case, though, this is a very unique case. This supermodel is being sued because of a picture she posted of herself. In October, Gigi Hadid posted this photo of herself on Instagram. The company that owned the photo's copyright objected to her posting this picture without the company's consent. They had filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against the model, seeking an injunction, statutory damages, and any profits realized from the publication of the image, plus attorney's fees and costs. The company claimed that the supermodel copied and uploaded its copyrighted photograph to her social media account without license or permission from this company, in violation of its intellectual property rights. This is not a new problem. The main argument put forth by celebrities in these types of situations is that they have a right to publicity, which gives everyone the right to control the use of their own name, image, likeness, and identity, and prohibits others from using them for commercial gain without permission. Now, in this lawsuit, the bulk of the supermodel's argument, and the most interesting legally, is that her posting the photo was fair use, which would mean that it was not a violation of copyright. Under the 4 prongs of the fair use test, Hadid's attorney argues that all of them lean in the supermodel's favor. The first element of the fair use test looks to the use's purpose and character. Here, there was no commercial use. She didn't make money from the photograph being on Instagram by itself, which tends to favor fair use. The second factor considers the nature of the copyrighted work, and the supermodel Hadid maintains that the fact that it was just a quick snapshot in public, not a studio setting, leans toward the idea that the photographer was not attempting to, quote, convey ideas, emotions, or in any way influence the subject's pose, expression, or clothing. In fact, because Hadid stopped and smiled, she actually contributed to the aspects that copyright law protects. The third part of the fair use argument examines the amount and substantiality of the work used. Here, it was a cropped image focused more on Hadid and her contributions to the photo than any aspects offered by the photographer, such as the framing of the shot. The final aspect is the effect upon the market, which has been called the most important element of the fair use by federal courts. Notably, the company that is suing Hadid doesn't even allege that the supermodel deprived the company of any, much less significant, revenue. The last argument that Hadid is making is that she had an implied license to use the photo, at least in ways that do not interfere with the photographer's ability to profit, because she initially had agreed to be photographed. This is not a new type of lawsuit. Several others have come up over the years, including the Kardashians. But this issue of fair use is a very complicated one. And if you do any work at all on social media when it comes to branding, I definitely recommend looking into this issue. Fair use gives people the right to use other images and works as long as they are not blatantly making money from it and doing it in a way that will prevent someone from needing to buy or purchase the original piece of content that they're borrowing from. That's what fair use is in a nutshell. Again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not explaining it the most legal way that someone could, but I definitely recommend looking into this issue so that you can understand more about this topic. That's it for today's flash briefing. If you have a moment, please check out my new skill in the Amazon store, Instagram Story Answers, where I stand right by my Amazon device and answer questions that you ask of it about Instagram. No, I'm kidding, but you can get access to the most frequently asked questions I get about Instagram, and you can get those answers at any time. So look for that in the Amazon store. It's called Instagram Story Answers. Thanks for listening.